Hi, this is Dale Buchanan, the host of the Puppy Talk podcast. My dog Dixie has been diagnosed with heart disease after a routine checkup before a teeth cleaning about 2 weeks ago. They found a heart murmur, then, from an x-ray and ultrasound, found an enlarged heart and congestion in her lungs. She's not even 6 years old yet, so this is probably a hereditary issue. For 5 years, I've done this podcast for free and never asked for a thing from any of the listeners. But now I'm asking for your help. If you have it in your heart to help Dixie with her heart, I have created a GoFundMe account, the link is in the show notes, to help with her medical expenses and her medication. I greatly appreciate your help. I'm Dale Buchanan, and this is Puppy Talk, the podcast that offers free advice and tips for raising a happy, healthy, and obedient puppy. For more information on this podcast, visit us online at puppytalkpodcast.com. Welcome to Puppy Talk episode number 127. I'm your host, Dale Buchanan. Today I'm going to talk about more potty training tips. I've done so many episodes on potty training over the last 5 years, and it's hard to believe that I've been doing this podcast for 5 years. I started January 2021, and it's now January 1st, 2026, so Happy New Year to all of you. Potty training seems to be a problem for a lot of people. I have found that people either get it or they don't get it, and it's not an issue with the dog. It's not the dog's fault. It's an owner issue. People call me to discuss puppy training, and their entire focus is on potty training. This happens a lot, and it's been happening ever since I've owned Top Gun Dog Training. The goal of this episode is to shift the new puppy's owner's focus to the bigger picture of raising a puppy, above and beyond potty training, crate training, and things like that. A dog trainer can only provide tips on how to potty train your puppy. We can't do it for you because we don't live with you. So it's best if you do it and do it in the environment where they're going to grow up. Like I said, a dog trainer can only provide so many tips and resources for you to help potty train, crate train, or even play biting with your puppy, because we don't live with the dog. Most of the unwanted behaviors stem from the environment and from the owner's lack of leadership. If your puppy is not effectively being potty trained, I encourage you to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is going to include 1, setting rules and boundaries. This is very important. I have my clients with new young puppies use a lot of baby gates, use a leash in the house, and make use of their crate. Then they say, well, the puppy cries in the crate. That's very short term. It's just temporary. They're going to get used to it. The goal is you want to tire them out. You want to make sure the puppy's mentally and physically tired, and they take a nap in their crate and they learn to like it. It's a place for them to relax. It's their safe place. You also want to create a structured schedule. Most dogs that are not being potty trained effectively and having a lot of accidents in the house are not on a structured schedule. In my book, The Complete Puppy Training Manual, I list a structured schedule right there in the book. I believe I also have a structured schedule, which is outlined on the blog of puppytalkpodcast.com, so you can take a look there. A structured schedule will work like this. The puppy gets up, it goes outside and goes potty, maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. It comes back inside. You do 5 or 10 minutes of training. You feed the puppy. Then you take it back out again to go potty. Then you come back in. You do a little play, maybe a little bit more training. And then the puppy's going to take a nap for hours. And you're going to repeat that cycle over and over again throughout the day, because puppies need 16 to 18 hours of sleep a day. So that's why you want to make sure that they're on a schedule to get as much sleep as possible. Number 3 is going to be obedience training. It needs to start learning sit, down, stay, come, leave it, drop it, and go to your bed. I did a podcast recently of the most important command to teach your puppy, and that command is the stay command. The very first day I got Dixie, and I still have this video that I show my clients when I go to work with a new puppy. Dixie was 10 weeks old. The very first night I had her, I told her to go to her bed and stay, and she never moved from her bed until I told her she could move. And that was my first day with her. She was 10 weeks old. She did great with it. I have it all on video. She learned it instantly. She understood the bed is her place. She can't move from it until I tell her to, because if she moved off of her bed, she might have a potty accident. You see how this works? A puppy has to have basic obedience skills in order to effectively potty train them. The next thing that is part of the bigger picture is leash training. How are you going to take your puppy out for a walk, even in your backyard, to go potty if they don't like to be on a leash? At 8, 10, 12 weeks old, they're going to be on a leash in your backyard. You just can't let them run around and do what they want. They're going to get into trouble. They're going to find some rabbit feces or something and get that in their mouth. They're going to start picking up rocks and eating grass and digging holes, and you don't want that. So they have to be on a leash in your backyard temporarily until they understand what potty training means, and you give them a cue, go potty, while they're on leash. And when they do, you have to inspect their own feces. You have to inspect the puppy's feces because there could be parasites or worms or something in it. So, they're not going to be out on their own unsupervised. A lot of bad things can happen to a puppy that's outside on their own unsupervised. Another dog could be off leash and get in your yard. You have coyotes, you have hawks, you have all kinds of things that could be in the backyard with your puppy, and it could hurt them pretty bad. The number 5 thing that you want to do as part of the bigger picture with your puppy is immediately start socializing them. The number 1 thing that puppies don't get early on that creates behavior problems later on is socialization. People have it in their mind that they don't need to socialize a young puppy because they don't have all their vaccines. I've done a podcast on that, which is, can you take your puppy outside without being fully vaccinated? And the answer is yes, you just have to be safe. So you're not going to go all over town and go to a dog park and places where other dogs' feces have been and other sick dogs have been. You're going to keep it safe, and you can go to a friend's house. You can take them to socialize with your neighbors and so forth, with other dogs that are fully vaccinated and are healthy. Like I said, it's impossible to potty train a puppy without all of that, without the bigger picture. When you work on everything at once, you'll spend very little time on potty training because you're working on everything else, and potty training takes care of itself. But a lot of times owners are fixated when they contact me on potty training and only potty training, or crate training and that's it, or stopping play biting and that's the only thing. But mostly it's potty training, and that's the wrong mindset. When a puppy can stay in one place, they can easily be potty trained, and when they're tired, they can easily be potty trained. In a puppy training program, potty training is 5 to 10% of that program. I'll put a link in the show notes to listen to an episode I did a couple of years ago on a complete puppy training program, which includes potty and crate training, obedience, rules, boundaries, leash training, all the stuff I just talked about. And you'll see clearly that potty training is a very small part of that. In review, the main thing you need to do for effective potty training is to control the puppy's space inside the house and never take your eyes off of them until they are completely potty trained or they're in the crate. This means that they haven't had an accident in the house in 2 weeks. But let me tell you something. I've had dogs all my life. There's never been a time ever when I've had a dog of my own in my house when my eyes have not been on them or they haven't been in a crate. Ever. And when I leave, I have a camera. I can check in on them at any time, make sure they're okay, and make sure they're not getting themselves into trouble. And above all, get rid of the pee pads. A pro tip, a bonus tip to help potty train your puppy. Monitor their water intake by giving them 1 ounce per pound of body weight. If your puppy weighs 10 pounds, give them 10 ounces of water throughout the day. That means about 2 ounces of water 5 times a day. Here's the trick. After they take a drink of that 2 ounces of water, they will need to go potty 2 or 3 times within the next hour. You got to make sure you are available to take them outside to go potty right after they drink water. If they weigh more than that, if they weigh 20 pounds, you're going to give them 20 ounces of water. So it would be 4 ounces of water 5 times a day. If they only weigh 2 or 3 pounds, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to give them 1 ounce of water a few times a day. And don't give them water to just drink whenever they want, because they may go drink water, and then you don't know when they've got a full bladder. Then they go to the dining room and go to the rug under the dining room table and go potty, and you've never seen it. And then you have to get a black light to see where your puppy has gone potty, because you think they've never made an accident in the house, or very few accidents in the house, but they've made a lot. So then they've conditioned themselves to go inside, and then you take them outside. They don't go potty out in the grass. You bring them inside. First thing they do is they go pee on your carpet. This happens with every new puppy, with every owner. I hear it all the time. I get calls and emails like this every single day. It's an easy fix. Just follow the tips I'm giving in this podcast episode and all of the other episodes that I've done about potty training and everything else that I've talked about on Puppy Talk for 5 years. So it's all here, 127 episodes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a listener of Puppy Talk Podcast. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me through the website, puppytalkpodcast.com. Have a great day. This is Dale Buchanan, the host of today's podcast. If you've ever wanted to become a full-time professional dog trainer, now's your chance. You need to check out my new book, The Business of Dog Training: How to Make $100,000 a Year as a Mobile Dog Trainer. It's available right now on Kindle ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook. The Business of Dog Training, now available on Amazon. See the link in the show notes.